Welcome to Farella-Park Vineyards in Napa Valley, south end of the valley in the Coombsville area. This is the home site of Nathan Coombs, who was a city father. Napa's just a couple miles to the west here, and San Francisco Bay nearby. So now we're standing in front of, in the top of the rock pile block of Cabernet Sauvignon. This is planted on clone 7 in 1994. We have quite a few different wineries that get 6 rows or 10 rows from this, the Realm and Zeitgeist and Luna and ourselves. We get this top section here. And with a steep hillside behind us over through the millennia, gravel and probably just major landslides came down and formed this basically a giant gravel bar. And of course the vines love it, and we love it. It tends to make a very broad-based wine, very earthy and rich. Not the darkest block that we have, but certainly very, very representative of the nature of this part of the valley, the eastern side of the valley, formed by the Sonoma Volcanics. You've got your Schaefer Hillside, much of Howell Mountain, that kind of thing. So a little different from the Rutherford Bench, which would be off in the distance over on that side. Those mountains are the Mayacamas or the Mayacamas Mountains, and were formed by the Franciscan Formation, North American Plate, whereas this was all volcanics. It sort of spooged up through it all and spilled out over the area of Coombsville and all the way up the east side of the valley. From a winemaking philosophy, we try to make the wines as naturally as possible, recognizing that the site is such a profound character of the wine in general, and thank goodness, since all wines are different, and that's mostly due to the fact that the source of the fruit is different. Um, we have separate blocks here: the rock pile, the west face, old vine, the pie block, upper terrace, and tea bud. And each year we'll make separate lots. We might have 3 barrels or 5 barrels or 8 barrels, a little bit of new, a little bit of neutral oak. And then later on I'll be able to assemble the Alta blend based on the quality of these individual lots. But mostly we're trying to really just convey the grapes that grow out here all season long, in spring, summer to fall, and bring them to the winery and just sort of carry them through more like a stewardship, really, respecting the source of the fruit and trying to make as natural a wine as possible without filtration, without fining, um, and very, very minimal racking. So we've gotten to the point now where really the attention is paid on the vineyard, and then just trying, as we say, don't screw it up in the winery. The Napa Valley sure has changed in the span of my career, almost 30 years. And seems like back then everything, all the families were involved, and now it's grown into quite a few different business models and lots of excitement and glamour and drama, and we're kind of flying under the radar, keeping it more on the quiet side back here, and which most visitors really appreciate. It's kind of like a slice of the past. So here in the winery, we make about 1,200 cases a year, mixed between Sauvignon Blanc and Merlot, Cabernet, Syrah, and then our Alta blend or our Bordeaux blend, and all from estate fruit. We keep our production very, very small and kind of intimate and personal as much as possible, and selling our grapes is a big part of our business. So that I very jealously hold on to this sort of the lifestyle of being around the winery, making wines and growing grapes and that kind of thing. So keeping our production helps to keep me from just traveling all the time, because there's a lot of pressure. Even at UC Davis, they told us that you can make the most profound wine in the world, but if you don't sell it, you really don't have anything. So it's a very, very complex business, and I sort of have tried to find a way to balance the passion and the business all together, and keeping our production small enables us to do that. Our t-shirt says Farella with food, which reflects our philosophy that a balanced wine is really to complement food and sort of mesh with the food, and not dominate it and sort of take over the whole dinner table. And while high-scoring, rich, extracted, tannic, alcoholic wines are a lot of fun to taste and try and have a glass or two, I find that it sort of diminishes your desire to drink more wine. And I really believe that if with the right balance and the right kind of food, it's just such an invigorating process between a sip and a bite and back and forth. And we've had a lot of success with chefs and sommeliers that appreciate this, and I'm very, very dedicated to that. That's how we start at the very beginning is looking at the balance of the alcohol, the tannin, the acidity, and those kinds of things that create the structure. And while if you maximize all of those things, you may in fact garner more attention in a flight of, say, 10. But at mealtime, it's a different story. It's a completely different approach to how you're tasting and trying wines and actually enjoying them with your meal. So, Farella with food.
Do you think your children will be a winemaker when they grow up?
I think so. You know, they've been helping me already for a while.
How many years have they been helping you in this winery?
How old are you again?
7.
About 7 years.